This year, we wanted to look at what we could do for the community after COVID had struck. Initially, many people failed to get a source of income back due to the disease. Now, though, we ease back into the normal that people knew slowly. The project we did is called Helping the Hungry. We were going to tackle food insecurity while it existed. So, we started donating food to the local food bank.
Food to many food banks in the Houston area. We did this by getting our family, friends, and neighbors to write our school, our neighborhood, and our church give money to us so that we could donate to the local food banks. Not only to do that, but we took money out of our own pockets in order to get food and to give money to these food banks. We not only donated to these food banks, but we managed to donate tons of clothes to these same food banks. We also helped out at many of these food banks and helped them deliver food to the people who were hungry and who needed them. Fortunately, we were born in the US, where while we're not perfect, food insecurity is actually not too bad. However, in developing and underdeveloping nations, food insecurity is much worse. We asked somebody who used to live in Zimbabwe his perspective on how food insecurity is in developing nations.
Yeah, so thank you for your question, Max. Regarding food insecurity in Zimbabwe, when I lived there, which was up until 1996, there was food insecurity, but it wasn't as acute as it is today. Back then, the economy was doing well, and Zimbabwe was producing a lot agriculturally, so food insecurity wasn't what it is today. There was a lot more stability back then. Today, because the country is under economic sanctions that prevent it from participating on the global economy, and in addition, the country has suffered some severe droughts over the last 8 years. It has really increased the food insecurity in the country substantially. Right now, because of the economy, there are times in Zimbabwe when the stores have completely no food on the shelves. So people rely on subsistence farming, which is basically growing vegetables and fruit in their backyards as one of the sources of their food, just as a backstop. And then they rely on relatives who live in the rural areas, perhaps hunting for food, for meat, or perhaps buying cattle and goats for meat from people in the rural areas. So that's what food insecurity is like today. It's a lot more acute because there are shortages. There are occasional shortages caused by the disruptions in the financial markets for Zimbabwe. So it has grown substantially, and it tends to affect women and children more, being the vulnerable parts of the society. So that's what food insecurity is like today.
We realized how important at the time it was to try and provide for others in this trying time. That is why we planned this in the first place, to help others. We didn't pour tons of our own money into this to get something for ourselves. We live in one of the richest neighborhoods in one of the richest countries in the world. We're lucky enough to have rich parents and opportunities to have a good life. It really is no excuse for us not to give to those who are not as lucky as that. Thank you for listening to this.